warming up our brain. 7 plus 4 is equal to 11. 84 plus 7 then is going to be 91. 84 plus 47, 131. 30 plus 70 is going to equal 100. 30 plus 78, 108. 30 plus 778, 808. 50 plus 60, 110. 150 plus 260 is 410. And last, 152 plus 263 is equal to 415. Today we're going to be taking a look at a little bit of input-output, looking with algebra as well. To get our ideas and brains warmed up to this idea, we're going to start out with a table chart. So it says, Joe and Maria are 5th graders. Joe is 2 inches taller than Maria. Make a table of 4 possible heights for Joe and Maria. So if you take a look, it looks like we kind of have an input-output, which you've been working on in your math journals a little bit this past unit. So if I said that Maria was 62 inches, then that would mean, so she was 62. We know that Joe is 2 inches taller, so put our output of plus 2 up here to get to 64. Maybe Maria was 53 inches. 2 more inches than that would be 55. You can see how we're doing a number for Maria, standing for, right now we're just choosing a number and we're adding 2 to it to get to Joe's height. When we're talking about algebra, since we really don't know what it is, we could have Maria's height we could have it stand for m, which is just a variable, and we're adding 2 to it. So this would be a formula that would help us figure out Joe's height. So if Maria's height was 62, we would plug 62 in for the m. 62 plus 2 is 64. If 53 was Maria's height, we could plug it in. 53 plus 2 would be 55. It is a way to help us figure out unknowns. The table above Maria and Joe's height is similar to what's my rule, so inputs, outputs, which we just had talked about. If we're talking about what is the algebraic expression, Joe's height is equal to Maria, or it could be an m, it could be a b, it could be a h, whatever variable you so choose, but it's going to be plus 2. Take a look at another couple examples. Looking at number 1, Lamont, Augusto, and Mario grow carrots in 3 garden plots. Augusto harvests 2 times as many carrots as the total number of carrots that Lamont and Mario harvest. So Augusto harvests how much? So there's a lot of writing in here, and a good idea of a way to do it is to highlight important parts. We know we have Lamont, Augusto, and Mario, and they're growing carrots in a plot. Augusto is 2 times as many as the total number of carrots of Lamont and Mario. Okay, so he is equal to 2 times as much. So if we were to add on Lamont's plus Mario's, and we were to add that together and multiply it by 2, because it is 2 times as much, that would help us understand how much Augusto had. Okay? Taking a look at the next one. Rashim and Alexis, have a lemonade stand at their school fair. They promised to donate 1/4 of the remaining money, and they're telling us that the variable is going to be m, after they repay the school for the lemons and sugar. So the girls donate how much dollars? So the remaining money, they're going to donate 1/4 of the remaining money, They're going to have to pay for the lemons, will stand for L, and sugar for S. So the girls are going to donate how much? Well, we could say, well, we have to add up the lemon plus the sugar first. We can put that in parentheses. And whatever's, we're going to take our money and what is ever left. So our money minus our lemon and our sugar would get us how much the girls are going to donate. Algebraic expressions, we use them often for a situation that can represent several things. Like we can use it for words, tables, and symbols. Algebraic expressions use variables and other symbols to represent situations. To evaluate an algebraic expression means to substitute values or numbers for variables, letters, and calculate and solve. So 4 plus n. I would insert a value, a number for n, and say, hey, n is equal to 3, so 4 plus 3 is 7, and that would be the solving of it. Here are a few examples. So Sue weighs 10 pounds less than Jamal. If Jamal weighs 10 pounds less than Jamal, so if Jamal equals Jamal's weight, what would Sue's weight be? Well, whatever Jamal's weight is, minus 10 equals Sue's. We have a J and an S. Both are variables that stand for J for Jamal, S for Sue. Another way you could also do it is to flip it and say Sue's weight plus 10 is going to equal Jamal. So here there's two ways to get to the final answer. Taking a look at another example, Isaac collected twice as many cans as Alex. If A equals the number of cans Alex collected, how many did Isaac collect? The key word here is twice as many. When we ever hear twice as many or 2 times as much or double, that always tells us to multiply by 2. So A times 2 would tell us how many Isaac collected. I ate a half as much pie as George. If P is for the amount of pie George ate, how much did I eat? Well, half of it. When I'm talking about half, that is multiplying by a half or dividing by 2. This is the same thing if you're thinking back to Unit 8 when we were multiplying or subtracting fractions. We know that P is going to go over 1. P times 1 is P. 1 times 2 is 2. So P divided by 2 is what's going to be left. So that's 2 ways to get the same problem. Oops, sorry about that. All right. Taking a look in your math journal, a few of the examples that they have. If Beth's allowance is $2.50 more than Kessa's, then Beth's allowance is D, which we're maybe standing for Kessa's, plus 250, which is represented here. If Leon gets a raise of $5 per week, then his salary is what? A raise is an increase in pay. So it's his salary plus 5. Remember, any variable can be put into there. If Allie's grandfather is 50 years older than Allie, then Allie is, so we could say Allie's age plus 50 is going to be equal to Grandpa, or we could say Grandpa minus 50 is equal to Allie's age. You're going to have a couple more examples on page 342 to answer as well. Then on page 343, we're going to be talking about what's my rule, thinking about the very beginning of this lesson. All right, big idea for this lesson is that you need to think about a variable that is going to represent something unknown. Highlight key words that are going to be important, and you need to figure out what those words mean, whether it's using context clues or looking it up in your SRB, talking to a friend, talking to myself, really knowing what those key words mean, and then being able to solve those problems.